Hello everyone, Jamarcus here, and I am here with week 3 of Uber's Mafia Draft Championship Heavyweight. We're facing Collateral or Killateral, one of the two. I've played him twice, won the first time, lost the second time. So hoping to win this one because I never like losing to the same person twice. They have Crosman Duskmane and Kieran Black as their Ubers, which is scary. Especially Kiram. Freeze Dry, I think is definitely showing up. I think a special Kiram is good into me. I also think like DD with Fusion Bolt is very good into me. Either way, you're hitting most of my team, if not all, super effectively. Primarina is a fantastic bulky mon into my team. It can either be like Spadef AV to try and handle Kyogre, or Fizdef to try and handle Palafin, but it's not going to be able to do both, which is something I'm noticing is a very good strength with my team, is that their bulky water can handle one of my top two offensive threats, but not both. So I'm trying to take advantage of that the best I can. The nice thing about my opponent's team is they only have 9 Pokemon, and I think 2 of them can't show up. I think Glasgow is terrible into everything on my team, except maybe Toxapex, and also Ceruledge just loses to everything. So I don't think those 2 are showing up. So I'm expecting that Ubers, Primarina, and then 3 of the 4 between Wo-Chien, Overqwil, Kilowattrel, and Decidueye. I do think both Overqwil and Kilowattrel will show up, and then just one of the Grass-type Terra Captains, because they're both good into my team. I'm leaning Wo-Chien just because it's bulkier, but I could see Decidueye showing up as well. So the biggest thing I noticed in prep was, okay, they're probably leaving Glasgow and Ceruledge at home. Those are that's their fighting resists. Besides that, they have Kilowattrel, and then like a Terra Cap and Primarina. So I'm bringing Scarf Quaquaval with Close Combat. I'm very much expecting Scarf Close Combat to be my end game cleaner. Just gotta be careful if this is like Scarf Kiram, which I think is very reasonable, or even Scarf Kilowattrel. I've got to be careful of that. I'm fairly slow. If they're max speed on their Necrozma, they would be faster than me. I just have enough speed for a Kilowattrel, but I don't think max speed Necrozma Duskmane is showing up. Max attack Adamant, rest in HP. I have Aqua Step, which can also clean late game. Let's say they're Terra Ghost or Terra Poison on one of their Terra Captains. Then Aqua Step, also pretty good neutral coverage into their team. Pretty weak into Kieran Black, but besides that, not bad. Then I have Knockoff. It's a good move and Flip Turn to pivot out if I don't want to try and sweep. Next up, Kyogre. I'm trying Calm Mind this week. I'm bringing Resto Chesto, a lot of Fizdef, hopefully to 1v1 either one of their Ubers, and then Origin Pulse and Thunder. Not as good into Kieran Black. I didn't bring Ice Beam, which would be a little bit stronger than Thunder or Origin Pulse into them. Although Origin Pulse in their rain, as long as rain's up, is doing pretty solid damage as well. I figured having a bit more of a bulky team would be a good approach with the 2 Ubers they had. Speaking of bulk, Max Defense Toxapex Terra Steel. Kind of hard to lose to Kieran Black when you have this thing. I brought Terra Blast Steel, which sucks into everything except Kieran Black, but I really wanted a move that could break this thing's substitute. So I have Terra Blast Steel. I have Toxic, so that I'm not Wo-Chien fodder, Terra Water Wo-Chien fodder. I thought about bringing Surf, but I brought Toxic instead. Means I'm walled by Necrozma Duskmane, but I'm okay with that. I have Haze to stop Dragon Dance, mostly from Kieran, but also I can like switch in on the Necrozma if they're getting too many Dragon Dances and slow them down, and then Recover because it's Recover. Next up, Spadef Swampert. I am scared of Kilowattrel. It beats my whole team and it's faster than everything except Bundle. So this thing can help me take a hit from it. Maybe get up rocks, flip turn around, Roar if they're setting up on me with Necrozma, and then Earthquake because it's pretty decent into their team. I thought about bringing Earth Power, but Earthquake was still stronger into Necrozma. Next up, Choice Band Palafin. Max speed pretty much because I want to be faster than Kieran Black. Just really standard set. Close combat to hit Kieran Black, otherwise water move hits everything pretty much. No coverage for Primarina, but it's not taking the wave crashes very well anyways. That's Palafin. And last up, Choice Scarf Bundle for the third time. It's a good mod. Just outspeeding Kilowattrel and also outspeeding Rain Overquill. So if they bring Overquill in the rain, I'm faster than that. And also Necrozma after 2 Dragon Dances if that shows up. Just a standard set. I don't have Freeze Dry for Primarina or Terra Water Wochian. I really wanted Ice Beam to have a stronger hit into not Necrozma, into Kieran Black, because I found myself using Bundle in like the limited mocks that I did to revenge kill Kieran Black after it got a Dragon Dance. And Freeze Dry was just not doing enough damage, so I switched to Ice Beam. And then I just Encore and Flip Turn if I want to Encore something into a setup move or pivot around. That's the team I'm bringing. Pretty happy with it. See if Kyogre does anything. Calm Mind, I was a little iffy on the first 2 weeks. I didn't know if it was a good set to bring, but I'm trying it here. So, we see no Wo-Chien, but we see the Decidueye Hisui instead, which is fine. I'm going to lead Quaquaval because depending on what they lead, I can just close combat and kill it if they lead Kieran Black, or I can flip turn around on something else. So we see Necrozma Duskmane switch early. Not what I wanted to see because I did not bring Samurott, which means I don't have a Psychic resist until I Terra Toxapex. So I flip turn out of here. I'm definitely not giving them my Quaquaval. Flip turn tells me they could be no HP or max HP or close to it. So not getting a whole lot of information there. I go Swampert because I didn't want to sack Cal on Kyogre quite yet. Although in hindsight I am max defense, I probably could have gone Kyogre. But I was just thinking, okay, if this thing's like lead choice band, Kyogre just gets 2 KO'd. And they could very well be faster than me. So I was more comfortable sacking Swampert than I was Kyogre, and after my Citrus Berry, Swampert should be able to take 2. And it can. I click Flip Turn here because I figured they probably don't want to stay in. I thought about clicking Rocks this turn, but I thought Flip Turn might be a bit better. I go Bundle here because I want to try and force this thing to Terra. Knowing what its Terra type is early would be really nice. Mostly because forcing it to Terra gets rid of its water resist. That is good for my whole team. And also knowing if it's Terra Ghost means can I lock into close combat really safely or not so safely. So I flip turn thinking they would Terra in front of me, they don't. If I was just Specs Ice Beam, they'd die, but I'm not Specs. So they don't Terra, and I just go into Toxapex to find out what this thing's doing. Their max attack. What do I do this turn? I stay in. They go Necrozma as I Toxic. I was thinking maybe they stay in, but yeah, Necrozma does just switch in, which is fine. Again, I don't really have an answer to this. I can Terra Steel, but I don't do anything back to it, so there's no point, especially if they have a recovery move. I go Kyogre as Rocks gets set up. A little unfortunate. I did not bring Spin this game. I thought I needed all 4 moves on my Quaquaval more than I needed Hazards off. At least Kyogre got in for free though, so I can get some chip. In comes Primarina. Origin Pulse does 23%. Tells me they're either like max Spadef or just max HP Assault Vest. If I was just like Specs, I could have 2 KO'd them here, but I brought Calm Mind for whatever reason. I go for a Thunder because it will 2 KO. The Energy Ball. And then I switched here because I thought Kilowattrel was coming in on the next Thunder. So I switch out here into Toxapex, but they just ended up willing to sack their Primarina, which is too bad, but at least Kyogre's alive and can get Rain back up later. And this Primarina is pretty much in range of everything now. It's going to die to close combat, it's going to die to Wave Crash from Palafin. I do need to get Palafin activated though. So they flip turn, back into Necrozma as I recover. And then I go into Swampert just to sack it here. And I didn't mention this, but I did bring Damp over Torrent, just in case they were self-destruct on Overquill. In comes Kyogre. At this point in the game, it's looking really bad. I have next to nothing for this Necrozma. I'm assuming there's Photon Geyser, a coverage move that hits Samurott, and then a recovery move. But I need more damage on this thing to be able to kill it with Quaquaval. I bring in Kyogre, hoping I'm either faster or I don't die. And I am faster, and I get off a rest, thinking I was going to be slower, but then um, live and get the rest off, but no. So I get the rest with Chesto off, they Photon Geyser, does 44, but I can get off an Origin Pulse at this point in the game, and they give me a lot of damage on this. That's fantastic, it's dead to Jet Punch now, and it's dead to Close Combat. It's also dead to Bundle. So having damage on this Pokemon is fantastic. Here, I think I Origin Pulse again, right? Yep. And then I rest here. I'm dead to Rocks, but if I can rest here, I can get Rain up once more. And this Primarine is not really threatening a whole lot. The Energy Ball, that's fine. And this turn I actually switched to Toxapex. I say actually. I thought this was the turn I brought in Palafin. Not very exciting bringing in Toxapex, I know. I think this turn I bring it in. Because I figure they're probably going to save this as a sack. And just click flip turn out. So I go into Palafin this turn, thinking they wouldn't Energy Ball again. And they don't. That's great. So I catch them on the flip turn and I get my Palafin activated, which is great. In comes Kyogre just to get sacked. As a Tailwind. Pretty bad for me. So I now know why they didn't go into this on Thunder. It's because they're not Voltithrope. This thing's pretty much going to kill everything on my team, but Palafin does OHKO it with Jet Punch, so it's okay. And it will be faster than Scarf Bundle too. In comes Palafin to Jet Punch. Not a whole lot they can do. If they go Kyurem, it's going to be taking a lot. Same thing with Decidueye, could get 2-hit KO'd. Necrozma dies, this dies, Primarina dies, Overquill gets 2-hit KO'd depending on the set. They do go Overquill, and they're intimidated. I thought they'd be Swift Swim, they're not. So it's going to help them take it a bit better, but not much better. Not good enough. Down goes Overquill to Jet Punch, that's fantastic. That's a Pokemon that could have lived a hit from Quaquaval. I'm very much going for the Quaquaval endgame now that my Kyogre's dead. Although Scarf Ice Beam from Iron Bundle can also be a win con for sure. Kills Kilowattrel, not quite killing Duskmane yet, but kills Prima and almost kills Decidueye depending on the set. So my two Scarfers can clean up late game. I have a Toxapex still, and I have Palafin in case anything starts setting up too much. I can just kill it with Jet Punch. Kilowattrel comes in. Rain's still up for a turn, so I'm going to Jet Punch here. This thing got a decent chance at dying, and I didn't want them to get a Tailwind up. If they get another Tailwind up, I probably lose the game unless I just bring in Pax and Terra, I guess, but I don't really want to do that. So if they Tailwind here, I Jet Punch to KO them, which is fine. But they just double out into Prima. Maybe expecting my Toxapex to come in. I don't know. But yeah, down goes Prima. Kyurem Black comes in at this turn. I go hard Iron Bundle here, just to Encore them if they go for a Dragon Dance. They Freeze Dry. I expected them to have that, and I live, which is great. Had they clicked Fusion Bolt or something there, this totally would have died. And at that point, I'd have to bring in Scarf Quaquaval and hope this isn't Scarf. And if it is Scarf, Freeze Dry's a roll to kill me. I think it's pretty in my favor, but still not ideal. But yeah, me living that Freeze Dry on Bundle is fantastic. Lets me click Ice Beam as they Freeze Dry again. And they reveal Leftovers, which tells me they're not Scarf, which tells me I'm clicking Close Combat. At this point in the game, I thought it very well could be over. At +1, Kilowattrel can die, Decidueye dies, Necrozma dies. So in comes Kilowattrel, which takes 60, which tells me at +1 it didn't actually die. This was the only thing that can take a +1 Close Combat on their team. But because I'm Scarf and I know they're not Scarf, I can just click Close Combat again here and get a kill. So I get a Moxie boost, in comes Decidueye, and if this is not Terra Ghost, the game is over. This dies, so does Necrozma, so does Kyurem. I know nothing is Choice Scarf on their team. Unless they're like Endure Step on something, which they could be. But Decidueye comes in. I very much didn't think Terra Ghost was showing up here. I thought Terra Steel was really strong into my team. helps against Toxapex a lot. Um, so I was really considering just staying in close combat. I don't think they're Terra Ghost. But if they are Terra Ghost, then I lose the game. Palafin can't quite do it. I'm thinking like maybe Banded CC is faster than Kieran and Necrozma and kills them both, but I can't click that until the Decidueye is dead, and I'm never going to be able to kill the Decidueye really. I guess I bring in Palafin and Wave Crash. It would be close. But all that to say, I did switch here, and I respected the Terra Ghost. I switched into Toxapex, and they were Terra Ghost. So very glad I switched. Um, would have been in a much worse spot had I stayed in and clicked close combat that turn. So on this turn, I double into Palafin. If I stay in and Necrozma switches in on my Toxapex, it gets a guaranteed recovery, which means it's going to be a lot harder to kill with Quaquaval. So I doubled up into Palafin just in case they want to go to Necrozma here. If Palafin dies to a Leaf Blade here, it's not great. I'd probably just bring back in Toxapex and be forced to attack this thing, but I make the play and they click U-turn, which is great. In comes Kira, that's fine. I'm banded, they know I'm banded. So I don't want to click close combat here because I mean sure it kills this and it kills Necrozma, but it of course Decidueye is immune to it. Wave Crash does not kill this, um, but it does put it in range of Scarf Knockoff, which kills the next two once I get my Moxie boost. So unless this is Colbur Berry Decidueye, which I don't think it is, that would be a good break. So I click Wave Crash here. If they click Dragon Dance, Toxapex can live a hit and kill them. Which, although I don't think your Dragon Dance freeze dry either. And then if they just attack and kill me, I can just bring in Quaquaval, Scarf Knockoff with. So I Wave Crash this turn, but they go into Decidueye, expecting me to close combat, and yeah, down they go. I also died of Recoil, and Quaquaval can just clean up with Scarf close combat at this point. So close end game. Terra Ghost Decidueye made it a little more difficult than I wanted. I thought Scarf close combat from Decidueye, or not Decidueye, from Quaquaval won like 10 turns earlier. Maybe not 10, but 6 turns earlier. But I had to make a couple switches just to make sure I didn't throw the game to Terra Ghost Decidueye. So that was 3 kills on Quaquaval and 3 kills on Palafin as well. So no kills for Kyogre this week, which is too bad. But very happy with how Quaquaval and Palafin are doing. I think Quaquaval is like kind of like a physical Spectrier, the way I've been using it at least. Spectrier, of course, way faster off the rip and harder to resist. But Quaquaval's got some cool utility options. It's got recovery, it has hazard removal, it has healing, it has pivot moves, um, and it has some coverage like knockoff, triple axle is really all you're bringing. But that's all you need, I think. Very much enjoying this Pokemon. I did pretty good with it the first time I used it, and it's doing pretty well for me here as well. It's a good mod. I know there's quite a few people that aren't a fan of it in draft, and I think if you're drafting it as your spinner and that's it, it's a little underwhelming. I mean, I don't know if I've spun once this season so far with it. I don't know if I will. Who knows? But that's week 3. GG's Collateral. Always good playing you. I feel like we always have good games. Maybe we'll see you in playoffs. Who knows? They brought Utility Umbrella Necrozma Duskmane, which makes them A, take less damage from my rain boosted moves, which is cool, and it stops their healing from being cut in the rain. So they can bring Moonlight or Morning Sun and still heal 50%, whereas normally it would heal 25%, which is something I didn't know. So very good bring from my opponent there. It didn't come out in this game. Maybe it would have if they took. I guess they did take a Origin Pulse at one point, which I didn't even calc that, so I didn't recognize it. That took less than I expected, but hey, cool item that I've never brought to draft, but maybe I'll have to sometime. Who knows? I've said who knows twice now. Thanks for watching. It's 2 a.m. Have a good one. See ya.